Hello, and we welcome you to this edition of Guarding the Truth, brought to you by the Conquerors Bible Fellowship Church and sponsored by the Standard Bearers Foundation. I serve as your host, and our voice of wisdom is the senior pastor of Conquerors Bible Fellowship Church, Pastor Michael W. Boston, Sr.
Pastor Boston, in this an election year, as a believer, if there are no candidates that are believers, who then should I vote for?
Well, let me begin by saying, first of all, I'm grateful tonight to have the questions beforehand and have an opportunity to kind of think them through and not give such a hurried answer. So if you don't mind, I like to refer to my notes. I get asked that question quite often by our church members and even family members during election time. My dear friend, Dr. Tony Evans, often says, many, if not most Christians, begin with the wrong question when they have something to do with politics. The question should never be, who should we vote for? The right question is, how should we vote as believers? Because the right question is fundamental to coming up with the right answer. Think about it. Not that we could veto or overthrow the sovereignty of God, but how does it look when the people of God vote against the will of God, the plan of God, and the purposes of God? I've been married to my wife now for almost 30 years. And in our relationship, the question is never who's right between us. The question is what is right for us. So if I have to take that stance to have a harmonious relationship with my wife, then it just stands to reason I should be willing to take that same stance to have a harmonious relationship with my Lord, my Savior, my Creator. Right rules in my relationship with myself and my wife, and it certainly should rule in my relationship with my Lord. Since God is always right and He's never wrong, then it's His way, and it should always be His way, because His way is right and He rules. It's not simply just hypocritical to leave God out of our political choices, but that decision is also sinfully wrong. God cannot be vetoed. God cannot be removed from a believer's involvement or our representation in government, because laws are based on the belief system. And since we are believers, and our belief system comes from the book that we believe in called the Bible, it stands to reason that that should be where we get our influence. So I see it as necessary for the Bible to be our influence in our political choices and therefore our influence in our vote. Since becoming a believer, I don't vote for people. I vote for policies and I vote for programs that will reflect God's kingdom in the world. The best I can, but not in totality. Thank you.
Visit us online for more information at cbfc.org. Or you can visit Pastor Boston at his other social media destinations. Facebook, Conquerors Bible Fellowship Church. On Twitter, Pastor_Boston. Or on Blogspot, MikeWBostonSR.blogspot.com. That's it for this edition of Guarding the Truth, where we're guarding the truth until God comes.